episode of India Roundup. I'm Paloma Quadras for the top business news making headlines this week. Banking to be a strategic sector, government discussing privatizing some public sector banks. The government's stated policy on strategic sector of the economy is to limit the number of state-owned enterprises to 4. If banking is classified as a strategic sector, the government has to either merge public sector banks further to reduce the number of, or privatize some of the smaller ones. According to the new privatization policy announced by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman as part of the Atma Nirbhar Bharat package, the government will come up with a list of strategic sectors where no more than 4 state-owned companies will exist. Uncertain if recovery of the economy will happen in the second half or next year, Chief Economic Advisor Krishnamurthy Subramanian has said. Subramanian has also said that the Finance Ministry was working towards a large range of growth estimates for this year, and that a recovery in the second half or next year was also part of the baseline expectations. Subramanian has said that banking would be part of the strategic sector for privatization, and added that the government is working towards identifying strategic and non-strategic sectors.
Welcome to Bengal, the sweetest part of India.
Different quarantine norms in the states hit air travel demand. Several states tightened procedures after at least 30 asymptomatic passengers tested positive post-landing in locations across India in the first week since flights resumed. Uncertainty and confusion prevails over different rules in various states for air travel after the resumption of domestic operations on May 25th, following the 2-month COVID lockdown break. Almost all demand has been from those returning home or flying due to urgent situations. But for other segments, the varied and frequent changes in rules has been a dampener, with Indigo CEO Rono Joy Datta stating that an uncertainty of restrictions is among reasons that are hugely dampening for traffic. India's sovereign rating downgrade created 6 fallen angels. 6 fallen angels or companies in the non-financial sector have been created due to India's sovereign rating downgrade, Moody's Investors Service said on Tuesday. These companies are in the non-financial sector and their ratings have been dipped to just 1 notch away from being considered as junk. All these 6 companies are state-run enterprises in the oil and gas sector and have $1 billion of rated bonds coming up for repayment till 2021, the agency said. These 6 include India Oil Corporation, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation, Oil India Limited, Petronet LNG Limited, Bharat Petroleum Corporation, and Oil and Gas Corporation, this agency said, adding that the fundamental credit profiles of all of them are intact. Adani wants world's largest solar project to invest $6 billion. Adani Green Energy, led by Gautam Adani, will invest rupees 45,000 crore or $6 billion to execute the world's largest solar order. The company, part of the Adani Group, said it has won the contract from Solar Energy Corporation of India to develop 8 gigawatts of solar projects and establish 2 gigawatts of additional solar cell and module manufacturing capacity. The deal will help Adani Green take its current installed capacity from almost 6 gigawatts to 25 gigawatts by 2025 to become the world's largest renewable power company. The project will create 4 lakh direct and indirect jobs, and the deal is the largest of its type and also the largest in the world. Adani said that the group's renewable energy emissions were aligned with the country's priorities articulated by the Prime Minister, who initially set a target of 175 gigawatts by 2022 and raised it to 400 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2030. Foreign direct investment from Cayman Islands to India has jumped threefold to $3.7 billion 2019 to 20. This is according to the Department for Promotion of Industries and Internal Trade. India received foreign direct investment worth $1 billion in 2018 to 19 and $1.23 billion in 2017 to 2018 from the Cayman Islands, which is a British overseas territory. Cayman Islands emerged as the fifth largest investor in India in 2019 to 20. Experts have stated that over time, Cayman Islands has become one of the most preferred jurisdictions for routing investments due to the absence of direct tax cost. Rupee times 31 paise, splits below. Rupee tanks 31 paise, slips below rupees 76 per dollar in early trade. The rupee depreciated 31 paise to 76.10 against the US dollar in opening trade on Friday, as strengthening US dollar, weak equities, and sustained foreign fund outflows weighed on investors' sentiment. It had settled at 75.79 against the US dollar on Thursday. Forex traders said risk appetite had waned, and there's growing concern about a resurgence of COVID-19 infections. Foreign institutional investors were net sellers in the capital market as they sold shares worth rupees 805.14 crore on Thursday, according to provisional exchange data. India's forex reserve surged to an all-time high of 493.48 billion US dollars. The country's foreign exchange reserve surged 3.43 billion US dollars to an all-time high of 493.48 billion US dollars for the week ending May 29th, on a handsome accretion of the core currency assets, the Reserve Bank of India said on Friday. Expressed in dollar terms, the foreign currency assets include the effect of appreciation or depreciation of non-US units like the euro, pound, and yen, held in the foreign exchange reserves. In the reporting week, the special drawing rights for the International Monetary Fund were unchanged at 1.43 billion US dollars, while India's reserve position with the IMF also rose by 31 million to 4.16 billion US dollars during the reporting week, the data showed. That's all from me today. Do watch our national and entertainment news in the links provided.